Thanks for tuning in to the Loser Kid Pinball Podcast. I am Josh Roop. With me, my co-captain as always,
Scott Larson.
Scott, it's Expo time. Oh, you got a bunch of games coming out. Star Wars just came out. Where are you getting your Star Wars if you're getting one?
So Zach and Nicole Mini at Flipping Out Pinball. So definitely hit them up and they will hook you up. I also have my Medieval Madness Merlin coming at some point, and I did get the Cactus Canyon upgrade kit through them. So reach out to them if you want your new, used, basically anything pinball. Reach out to him and they'll be able to make it happen.
I hear that Cactus Canyon kit is amazing. Have you got it installed yet?
I haven't yet. I haven't been able to because I've been so busy.
Party animal.
Yeah.
With us today is a gentleman that has impacted the pinball industry in such a positive way. He is growing the hobby year by year through Pinball Expo, and he just got a world record for the biggest arcade in the world.
Biggest pinball collection, actually.
Biggest pinball collection in the world through Pastimes Arcade. I want to welcome on Rob Berk. How you doing, Rob?
Good, guys. Thank you for hanging in there with me. We had little technical difficulties. Check. But it's all good. Thanks for the savviness of Scott.
Well, Josh, you kind of buried the lead. Rob has been involved in Pinball Expo forever. And so the reason why we have him on is because we have Pinball Expo coming up. And this is
2 weeks? 2 weeks from Tuesday?
Season 41 of Pinball Expo, you know, the 41st one. And so, Rob, this has been amazing. You've been doing this forever. So why don't you give us a recap as to why Pinball Expo and how it's changed over the years?
So here you go. This is back during the time when there was no internet, and the only communication, or the best communication for us pinball fans, was Pinball Collectors Quarterly, which was the quarterly pinball publication from Steve Young. So he was the connection to the outside world.
Steve Young, the quarterback?
Yeah, of the 49ers. Yeah.
Okay. Steve Young from New York.
Yeah.
But anyways, he mentioned about a pinball club in Akron, Ohio, which I'd never heard of before. A pinball club. I said, man, that sounds kind of cool. So I was about a 45-minute drive from Akron. So I went there one time, completely blindsided, didn't know what to expect, didn't know what it was like. And it was just fellow collectors. And what they did was every month they would meet at a different guy's house just to play pinball and shoot the bull. So we were involved with that for several years and met a couple of guys that I'd never known, and all good guys. And I said to him one time, one of the meetings, I said, what would you guys think if we had like a national pinball collectors convention? So somehow I'm kind of brush it off. Oh, yeah, okay. So I decided to put a letter together with the help of Bill Kurtz. Anyone here know Bill Kurtz?
I don't.
No.
Bill Kurtz wrote a book on pinball and also pinball arcades, along with Gary Flower, I believe, way back when. But anyways, he helped me draft this questionnaire. Basically, would you be interested in attending a national pinball collectors convention? And we used Steve Young's mailing list of whatever he had as far as his readership. And we got the surveys back, and overwhelmingly, yes, let's do it. And I also mentioned what location, and most people picked Chicago. So the whole reason for me doing it was to honor my heroes, who were the pinball designers and the artists. Because in my mind, whether it be Bally or Gottlieb, it was always the bigwigs on the penthouse floor that always got all the accolades and all the recognition, not the workers. So that was my dream, is to recognize them. And we had Alvin Gottlieb as our guest speaker at the banquet, who gave a 3-hour seminar, or 3-hour talk, which was a long talk. He went over every game that Gottlieb made in this seminar, or in this talk. And it was pretty crazy. But near the end of the banquet, I had 4 guys come up front: Steve Kordak, Norm Clark, Wayne Nines, and Harvey Heiss. And I said, ladies and gentlemen, these guys are responsible for producing over 600 games. Well, everybody stood up and clapped. And some of these guys had tears in their eyes because they couldn't believe it. After all these years in this industry, but no one ever recognized them. Because to me, they were the true heroes. They're the ones that laid out the games. So we recognized them, and it was a great success. And as Dick Bluchel said, it was a love-in. That's how he coined the first show. And 6 months in the following year, people started saying, when's the next show? And I said, there is no next show. We're done. And they said, oh, no, you got to do one more. All right, one more. And then another one, and then another one. So this is number 41. So, it's pretty amazing. Even Scott, like you mentioned, to do this show. And when you think about other guys that do shows in the hobby, we were the first. But when I see some of the guys, even the Texas show, I mean, Ed started that show way back when. But after a while, he got burnt out or whatever reason, he sold it to somebody else. But how many guys can you say that started a show and is still with this show to this day?
It's
So it's
true.
pretty unbelievable, even for me to even consider it. Think about it.
Well, and my question is, because we've only been involved in the last 5 years, and this has obviously been going on for 41 years,
Yeah,
and we've seen exponential growth over these last 5 years.
you're exactly right.
What do you attribute that to?
Um, well, a couple of things. I think I try really hard for me, anyways, to have really interesting seminars. But we keep adding more and more to the event. I mean, for the 40th especially, we lost our mind in having factory tours. I think we had either 3 or 4 factory tours, which is just insane. And uh, I make such a push to bring in new vendors in the vendor area that I think that helps add to it. And then guys like yourselves, you spread the word through your podcast. People that don't even know about Expo, once they hear about it, it's like, hey man, maybe I should check it out. And more people, spreading the word, so to speak, that hey man, you got it's something. It's an event you got to check out at least one time. And when they do, it's like, man, this is really unreal. It's wonderful. It's great. And it's the wow factor when you walk in there, like, man, there's so much to see. And truthfully, there's not enough hours in the day to see everything. But it's been a fun ride, to be honest with you guys. And after the 40th, I didn't know if that was going to be one and done or that'd be my last show. And then I thought to myself, who else do I know that's got the passion that continue the show and keep it going and keep the fire going and keep the interest going and shows the enthusiasm that I do. And I didn't know anyone outside of Josh and Scott, but I didn't know if they could quit their job and do Pinball Expo 24/7.
Yeah, I don't know how you do it. I do
Yeah.
not know how you do your business with Pastime Arcades while doing Chicago Expo. You really got yourself stretched thin.
Really, guys.
Yeah, there's no way I could do it. Yeah.
Yep. It's been fun doing it. I do it for the people. To me, that's what it's all about. And when they're happy, I'm happy. And to hear you guys give it positive accolades, that makes me feel like I'm doing a good job.
So, Rob, let's talk about this. Over the last little bit, you have expanded beyond like a small weekend thing to almost, about 4 or 5 days in the show. And so, tell me more about how it's expanded. And now we have factory tours and we have other things involved for people who are coming to see the passion for pinball. We know that pinball is mostly manufactured in Chicago. And so
Right.
tell us how that integrates. So if this is my first time coming to the show, I want you to tell me, hey, here are the highlights. These are the things that you definitely need to see.
Well, first thing when you're going to walk in the show, there's going to be a wow factor. The size of the show. We got 100,000 square feet. Next is it might be whoever you see walking down the hallway. Hey, look, there's Steve Ritchie, or there's this guy or that guy, and then you just see the sheer magnitude of not only the size of the show but the different vendors, and you'll see people that you typically don't hear about at pinball shows. For instance, we have Hexa. Hexa is that company out of France that for the first time they're vending at Expo, and they're bringing their latest game, Space Hunt. But I don't know. Are you guys anywhere near the internet where you could pull up my homepage for 1 second? I want to show you guys one thing.
I am near the interweb. Yes. Okay. So I'm on Pinball Expo.
All right. So scroll down the homepage. I think it's like a green bar across there, and it's a guitar company. If you could keep.
Oh, let's see. Going down. Are you talking Sathura?
You got it.
Okay.
Who are these guys? They asked. I never heard of them. Where did you find them? I don't know how I found these guys, but I found them. They're out of Canada. What these guys do is they get new and used pinball playfields and they cut them out to make electric guitars. Crazy.
Okay.
So
Okay. Here's
Ed Robertson, the Bare Naked Ladies. He has bought guitars from these guys. They're going to have 8 guitars on display at the show.
Yeah, a little known fact that Josh and I actually have 2 guitars currently being customized by Sathura for
Oh
us.
my gosh, that's amazing!
How many-
Did you know they're coming to the show?
Yeah, no, I've talked to him behind the scenes. So mine is a Silver Ball Mania,
Oh my!
and didn't you get an Earthshaker, Josh?
I did get an Earthshaker, and the thing that I love about this too is he's actually putting our logo, the
Yeah.
Loser Kid,
Oh,
in the
Yeah.
fretboard at the number 12. Yeah.
So this logo that's on my hat, this is on the fretboard.
You've got to play some music at Expo with his guitars. That would be so great. But anyways,
We're excited to see him and definitely see it in person. Mine, he's been sending me pictures and it looks great.
it's amazing. But there's so many new vendors beside him that are coming. Besides the guys from France, we have a guy, Vincent Mods. He's a mod maker out of Germany that's coming this year. I have a guy coming out of Hungary. When you think of Hungary, what city do you think of?
Budapest?
You got it. This guy's in Budapest, Hungary. He manufactures glass. So he has already shipped a crate full of pinball playfield glass. He's going to sell at Expo.
Oh, wow.
So he'll be there as a first-time vendor. So, there's so much happening. Another thing that I'm really excited about is I have been asking Marco Specialty for years to bring a big display at Expo. And I tried, and maybe this year it never happened. Maybe next year it never happened. So finally, I saw Marco Ramirez, and along with Emoto, they pulled off the unthinkable, and that is they're going to have a 70-foot by 80-foot booth at Expo. I mean, we're talking massive. But in there, they're going to have the Homebrews, but also in there, they're going to have the Marco supermarkets. And what that's going to entail is basically scratch and dent sale of everything they've sold, overproduction, extra inventory, whatever it may be, A to Z, ramps, who knows, plastic sets, whatever they got there, and they're going to sell them at the supermarket at discount pricing. So you just imagine diving into that thing, and there's going to be racks and racks full of goodies. You don't know what you're going to see next, and I'm really excited about that.
So one question I have too, you had this massive pinball machine there. It's bigger than Hercules. Is it going to be there again this year, and is it going to be playable?
I will only answer that question if you give me the name of the machine.
Oh,
it's Aaron Davis, right? It's Aaron's game.
It's a space. Right? It's a space theme. I know that.
Okay, that's a half point. Give me one more information. I'll let you go.
It's about
artist,
twice as big as Hercules, and fast. Isn't Aaron Davis bringing it from Seattle?
No, you just lost that half point.
Oh man. Okay.
So the game is called Mothership.
Oh, okay. Well, it's an alien thing.
When I was growing up, the Hercules just came onto the arcade scene, and people were playing them. I thought it was just outstanding. Have this massive monster of a machine. So over the years, as pinball has evolved, I thought to myself, wouldn't it be cool to have a Hercules shape or size machine that was multi-ball? So Tanner Petz started the game, and then I had Ernie Silverberg finish it. But we're going to have a Mothership working on the floor at Expo this year. Yes, and sir, ladies and gentlemen, boys and girls. There'll be audio, and it'll be everything. So get ready, Josh. You can be first in line, but it's going to be nuts.
You know it.
What ball are you using? Because didn't Hercules use a cue ball?
Exactly right. And according to Ernie, I think they're using a ball a little bit smaller than that. I'm not even sure where he got it, but he experimented with a bunch of different ball sizes to see what would work. You can imagine this ball is going to be jumping up ramps and going around curbs and ramps and so forth. So they think they found the right size ball to work on it. It's going to be nuts, guys. I hope that Josh gives me a chance to play it at least once.
You better get your quarters lined up.
But yeah, Mothership is going to become a reality. So I was hoping to have it for the 40th because the 40th, I just lost my mind from that show. But
Hmm.
what's interesting to me is based on the hotel registrations, we have as much, if not more, people coming to Expo this year than last year. So I'm excited about that because I always think every 5 years, you have an extra explosion of people coming, but it looks like the momentum is continuing. Uh, the Stern Tour is going to be special, and I say that because this year is the first time Stern says we are going to, because they want people to see their place. We are going to give a gift away to all those that come to the Stern Tour that will not be available anywhere else. So what that gift is, I don't know, even myself. But the way Gary Stern's talking, it's got to be something special.
That's awesome. That is way cool.
So, we got the Stern Tour, and then, like we talked about, the Homebrew is going to be nuts. For me, what's especially exciting is Steamboat Willie's coming. If anyone's heard that game's coming.
Hmm.
Awesome.
Cuphead's coming, and a ton of other ones, including the latest one from Jake Danzig. And all he can say is, get ready. People I know that have worked on it said, when you see it, you're going to stop in your tracks and say, sold, I want to buy it. So I
Yeah.
don't
No,
know. Have you
Jake's
seen
last
it?
one was Dukes of Hazzard, right?
Yeah.
Yeah.
But I've never seen this game, but I hear it's just beyond fabulous. So there's going to be so many homebrews at the show. And what's really cool, and I'm glad Josh and you, Scott, are both sitting down. For the first time, we got a homebrew coming from the country of France.
Very
Really?
cool.
And that game is called The Invaders.
Oh yeah, I've
Okay.
seen this online. It's insanely cool. Got like a little hand with a gun that pops out and a little
Correct.
spaceship. Yeah,
So
yeah. This is
listen, Josh, so if you're playing Mothership, then I'm going to run over and play The Invaders.
sounds good to me. Yeah, I will
It's
trade. We'll trade off.
yeah, but
Well, I
that's
gotta.
going to be nice. I mean, guys out there in video land, listening to us, imagine the magnitude of this show. There's so much to offer, so much to do. Sometimes people call me up from California and they say, hey, I'm coming to Expo for Saturday and Sunday only. I said, buddy, do me a favor. Tell your boss you're going to have COVID that week. You got to come the whole time because there's just too much to see. And
Now, there's also tournaments too. So definitely an Expo tournament. If you're into the tournament player, then absolutely tell me about the tournament options.
well, of course, we have the flip out tournament that's Deborah and is helping me out with that. And that's in its own room, and they have their own deal. And I'm not really into the tournament scene, but that's going to be a big deal. And they expect 300 to 400 people this year. So more and more people that have been in that tournament really like how it's run, and it's a good operation. Plus, since they're there, they can check out the Pinball Expo. But one other thing, we have another tournament going on, and we are having a 1930s pinball tournament.
Yeah,
So
last year this booth was awesome. The
Yeah.
people putting it on dressed up like they were
It was like speakeasies. Yeah,
yeah,
they were
speakeasy
great.
with
Yeah.
that clapper dress and all that
Yeah.
stuff. It was awesome. Oh, it was great, and you could win medals if you were able to achieve certain goals.
did you
Uh,
play it all, Josh?
oh yeah, I'm in. I loved doing this last year. This is one
So
of the
this
coolest things.
it'll be even bigger, and there'll be some 1930 games for sale because what's happening is more people, including myself, that see these 30 games, you kind of get hooked on them. I mean, they're simplistic, but
Yep.
they're cool in their own way. And we're really excited about this 1930s thing is really taken off thanks to Cliff and Colleen, his wife. I mean, they've done a great job. Like you said, dressing up as the part. They have that bar scene back there, and they have the 1930s apron or lamp with the lampshade or the styling with all the tassels coming out of it. And it just, everything they did is first class. And the tournament should be fun. But there's a lot of other surprises going on. One of them is Joe Kamiko. Do any of you guys know Joe Kamiko?
Oh
We do
yes.
know Joe. We actually had him on one time, and we were talking about multiple things, but it was kind of licensing, and it was a great interview, and he had a good time.
Joe Kamiko to me is really an unsung hero because a lot of people don't know about him, but those that do and get a chance to know Joe the guy and the man, realize he is a wealth of information. Very intelligent guy, knowledgeable guy about the industry. But along with Gary Stern, they started Daddy East Pinball. So we're going to have a seminar this year with Joe and Gary, and they're going to go through all the games that they built at Daddy East. So that to me should be very interesting. But so I'm talking to Joe about Pinball Expo and about the homebrew session. He says, Rob, he says, I want to do you a favor. I said, oh yeah, what's that? He says, I want to get a team of guys and we want to judge the homebrews. So this crazy Joe has come up with about 40 different awards. Best artwork, best cabinet, best wiring, most unusual theme. And they're going to go around and grade some of these guys and give awards to the homebrew guys. So I think that's going to be really fun, really cool. He's full of energy and full of pinball, and he will be there. So for anyone that doesn't know Joe Camical, there's another claim to fame that he did that to me makes him the most famous pinball guy that I know. And if you guys know what I'm talking about, the Beatles pinball machine.
Yep,
Yep.
that's what I was going to
I
say.
actually have one. So I love the Beatles pinball machine. It's great.
Joe Camical,
Yep.
he took $1 million out of his pocket to build a dream. You know, for anyone in the pinball scene, hey, man, couldn't someone make a Beatles pinball machine? Wouldn't that be cool? Well, Joe Camical made it happen. This guy is a dynamic individual, and I'm hoping those here that listen to your podcast will make an effort to come to his seminar because he'll talk about the Dad East days. But then, is there any questions? And someone, hopefully out there in the audience, will say, hey, Joe, tell us about the Beatles. Because I think it's just amazing. It's fabulous that he did it.
Oh yeah, he talked about that.
Got the money to pull it off.
Yeah, he talked about that on our show. It was pretty crazy. Some of the, like they only meet like twice a year to go over licensing stuff. So
I think it's like
you had
once a
all your
year.
ducks.
It was once a year.
Once a
Yeah.
year? Oh,
Yep.
yeah, the whole process. So that's definitely going to be worth it because Joe's got a wealth of information too, and I know he owns part of the Back to the Future rights for some stuff. I know
He's
that's
involved
a
in
big
the
question.
musical, the
Yep.
Back to the Future musical. So there's always been speculation.
Yeah.
He was there with the team behind Back to the Future, but Joe's got his hands in everything. And
Ask him about his car collection. That's
I've seen it.
yes.
But you know, he's also very big into the theater. You mentioned the Back to the Future, so he's got some money into that play they had there in New York City. So the guy is really an interesting gentleman. And anyone that's coming to Expo, make sure you see Joe. And by the way, we also have the autograph area. So we have a lot of guys coming to that. I've asked the guys from Hexa that did the pinball space hunt. I've asked him to have his team at the autograph session. But anyone just really interested in meeting Steve Ritchie or Pat Lawler. In fact, when I spoke to Pat, last year was supposed to be his last year coming to Expo, but I asked him to give me a favor, give me one more year. But I don't know if you're listening on, if realizes the impact he had on this industry, because everything he designed turned to gold. Starting with Adam's Family, you know, Funhouse, the list just goes on and on. And yeah, so you'll see him at the autograph session as well as his seminar he does with Larry DeMar. But I highly suggest that even for those people that don't come to seminars, they really should make an effort to come to Pat Lawler's because he's an intelligent guy and he is a great designer. So he's giving a seminar. Steve Ritchie's giving a seminar, and his seminar will be basically the life and times of Steve Ritchie, starting with airborne adventures at Atari to his latest game with Jersey Jack. So this is going to be another great seminar. I'm asking you, Scotty, to take Josh with you and go see these guys.
Well, speaking of which, we're actually doing a seminar too on Friday morning at 11 a.m. Scott and I are teaming up with Flipping Out Pinball, Joel and Jared, and also Retro Ralph. And we're going to be talking about content creation. So if it's something that's always intrigued you, if it's something you've always wanted to develop into, there are certain things that I do that people ask, like, why did you do that when it comes to when we're promoting? You know, we have a wealth of knowledge when it comes to, we've been doing this for 7 years now here in January. And there's a lot of stuff that if you knew getting into this hobby, it would set you ahead so much further. So come join us on that as well.
What was I going to say? there's going to be so much content at Expo this year that you should be able to get enough speakers for the next 20 years.
Oh yeah.
But
Well,
have you guys ever done any international interviews with some of the international guys?
A few. We did
Mark Silk.
yeah,
Okay, yeah,
we've had Mark Silk a few times on. We've also had the Predator guys.
Yep.
They
We
came
just did
on
the
and
Predator
talked.
reveal.
And
yeah.
so,
Martin Robbins.
mhm.
We've had him on. Yeah, we've had a handful of people
Yeah, nice.
internationally. Does Jeff Tillis count? He's from Canada.
Yeah,
So
it's
no.
pushing it, man. Well, it depends if Trump buys Canada or not, I guess.
Good luck. Yeah.
But you know, some more thing I was going to share with you guys is uh, Jeff Moorhead's coming. The Jeff Moorhead's the guy that purchased the Shea Arcade, the glasses and so forth they make for the Gauntlet games. So he will be coming.
Are you playing
Popping
arcade games with us while you're interviewing? Got little Space Invaders going on.
But Jeff is going to bring he's getting either 4 or 5 booths, nothing but the pinball back glasses, and also parts, and more parts. Used parts, old parts, and people love digging through his box to see what he's got. So we've got several guys this year that are selling parts. So a lot of people like to rummage through this stuff. So between Marco doing their deal, their supermarket deal they're calling it, and a guy like Jeff Moorhead, there's going to be there's something for everyone. To be honest with you guys, no matter what aspect of pinball you're into, there'll be guys there for it.
I'm going to tell a story about some of us were playing, and there's a giant free play area, which is great because Rob, you bring some games that I've never seen before, and had a
Yep.
lot of fun playing those games. And for all those out there, friendly competitions, we did dollar games. But what was even more fun is when we upped the ante. And so, yes, you'd play the dollar game. So if you won, then you'd get the $4. But what we did is we added a penalty phase. And so anybody who was lowest gets the lowest score has to take a picture of shame posing like the back glass.
Ah,
And so a lot of those old games, let's just say it got a little interesting with some of those old back glasses and translights because it definitely increased the level of enjoyment because the funny thing is it went from people wanting to win and wanting to win the dollars to you absolutely just don't want to be the last one.
very cool. Love it. Well, you mentioned about the games, so we bring once again we'll be bringing a bunch of games from the arcade here to the show, and we're bringing a couple of the Australian games again, which people had a real kick out of seeing them, and that should be a lot of fun. Just trying to think of some special titles. Um, we're bringing a couple of games made by Keenan. This is more of the EM games. But that should be interesting for the people that have never seen these games before. Plus, the more of those games from Europe, like you mentioned about some of these games here, that it should be a lot of fun for people to see that stuff. We had one guy reach out to me from the Netherlands, and he said, "I'd like to get a booth at Expo." I said, "What's up?" He said, "I want to bring a container over of games made for the European market." Now, anyone that's been to Pastimes will see we have a whole wall of European games like this. And this guy has got these kind of games that he'll sell at Expo this year. So, what titles he's bringing, I don't know. But you mentioned, Scott, about titles that you don't normally see. All
Mm-hmm.
those titles he'll be bringing to Expo this year for sale.
Mm.
So, that's going to be pretty wild.
One question from our audience, from Julie. She wants to know um, about food options. She didn't know if you were going to try to see if you could get some food trucks or something at Expo this year.
Yeah, I mean, we have the concession stand in front of Expo, and of course, the hotel's got their selection of restaurants. We haven't looked into that truck option yet, to be honest with you. So I will make a note of that, and we'll look into that.
And so let's talk about hotel options. So I am one of the late guys too. So I'm trying to look for hotel reservations. And there's a lot of places that don't, well, I know the Renaissance right now doesn't have anything available, but it looks like we have Home Suites, we have Hyatt, we have Embassy Suites. Tell me how close they are to Expo and how easy that would be to stay there and come.
I think the Homewood is the closest as far as walking, but I think the others are offering shuttles to get to the Renaissance.
Okay.
I have to admit, though, when I first did the show there, rooms didn't sell until about maybe a month or two before the show started. But the past 2 years, they've sold out. Maybe the first month we put them on, we put them open for to book. So more and more people are learning about our show and are enjoying it to the point where they're making an effort to get there sooner rather than later.
It's pretty impressive too, because that hotel is what, 16, 17 floors tall. It's just, there's so many rooms there. So it's impressive that this many people coming from around the world to the home place of Pinball Chicago,
Yeah.
filling up that hotel and showing love to these people that have they've had along since their childhood through pinball, or even arcade, like with Steve Ritchie and Mortal Kombat and stuff like that. So
I mean, guys, you got to remember, when I did the show the first year, that first year, in fact, we toured Gauntlet, but at the time, Gauntlet was very close-lipped. Their people didn't mingle with other manufacturers, and it was like taboo to even talk to their people. So I think it was the first year we toured their factory, but that was like, we broke down a barrier. People couldn't believe it. How in the world did you make that happen? But it was a big thrill for a lot of us because we had never walked through a pinball factory for one. But to see, of all companies, Gauntlet, the almighty Gauntlet that was so quiet about everything, to finally open up their doors, to the general public was pretty unbelievable.
Now, tell me more about the tours. So I know we have Stern Pinball. Is anyone else offering pinball tours this year?
But not really, because I mean, we just do we try to do one tour a year. I mean, last year was an
Sure.
exception because it was the 40th,
Sure.
but that was a nightmare putting that together, and not all the guys were in favor of it, but all the manufacturers that ended up doing it enjoyed it, and the people enjoyed it. But I mean, that's a
Mhm.
lot of busting around from this
Oh,
place to that
sure. And they
place.
have to shut down the factory basically during it. So I totally understand. But there are some things that looks like I'm just looking quickly at your site. And so Stern has a make a wish thing that they're trying to get going. And so
They're donating a game.
yep. And Jersey Jack too, it looks like a limited edition avatar.
So Jersey Jack will be handling the raffle from their booth, and we'll do the Stern raffle at our booth. But yep, they're there. Plus, we got Project Pinball, guys. The Project Pinball is pretty nuts too.
the question I have for you, Rob, there's usually new games at Expo. I'm not going to ask you what the titles are, but can you give us an idea of how many new games we could see at Expo this year?
Well, I mean, Jersey Jack is the same titles we know. Stern, they just did the Star Wars. I don't know. There was talk about Stern maybe showing something else, but I don't know of a title or what it is. Um, uh, Chicago Gaming, I haven't heard anything. Yeah, nothing new that I'm aware of that any surprises other than maybe some of the European guys.
Okay.
Okay.
Do you know if Pinball Brothers is bringing over Predator? Because this will be one of the first times people in America will even bring it.
I mean, Pinball Brothers, but they're having some of the local distributors bring the game. But
Oh,
yeah,
cool.
Predator will be there. Now the question is, do I want to buy that game? I hear it's pretty good, but I haven't seen it yet.
I want to see it. Yeah, that's always my recommendation.
Everywhere I go, Josh wants
Yeah.
to be there. So,
Yeah.
Josh, are you going to be a Predator? Or are you going to be a Mothership? Or are you going to be what?
Space Hunt.
Well, this is a couple days long, so I'm just going to take my sweet time. I'm going to go to them all.
There you go. I was going to put one of those
Air tag on them to find out where he is.
I know where it's at. I'll make sure I go a different direction.
Okay. So if so, my son. I'm bringing him first time. He is going to be 14. So what are the things I need to prepare my son for, and how can I make it engaging for a 14-year-old? Because we know there are different attention spans, and he's definitely not as deep in the weeds of pinball nerddom that Josh and I may be. So how can I make it fun for him?
Okay, number one, there's a free play area, so he can play all the games there, and they're all the games from the. We've got some games from the 50s, the 60s, everything. so he can play those games. Number 2, there's going to be a kids tournament. Number 3, there's a guy by the name of Tanner Walters. They call him the pinball scientist, and he's going to have a workshop there on making a pinball machine. So a toy came out from one of the manufacturers, and they have all these components to build this pinball machine. So he can come to that booth, and they'll give him a brand new box that he can open up and build this pinball machine. So that should be interesting, for the kids. Then we have the Project Pinball's got their raffle where there's stuff there A to Z that he might want to put his raffle ticket in to get something. I think there'll be some Flippy toys in there too for you Flippy junkies. But he'll have that as well, and he also will have the opportunity to meet other pinball kids his age, including pinball ladies. So this will be a chance for him to get Dapper Dan and get his hat out and say hello. I'd like to meet you. I'd like to. So this is a chance for Dad to get lost and he'll meet some people out there.
That'll be a lot of fun. Josh, you're bringing your kid too, right?
I'm bringing my wife.
You bring your wife, okay.
She's bringing her kid, which is me.
Oh, gotcha.
Yeah, there you go.
So what's advice for we keep hearing this. This is my first expo. I'm so excited. What do you have? What's your advice for these first time attendees?
That's a great question because initially it hits them with a bam. Where do you go first? Where do you turn first? I guess look at the schedule of events and see if anything in particular, gets your attention. A lot of people don't hit the seminars, but I think once they start looking at some of them, there might be a few of them that pique their interest, so they could do that. Then, of course, the tour is always a special treat for a lot of people. But a lot happens too is that, the opening night, Wednesday night, we have the bumper blast at Interium. Have you guys been to that Interium yet?
Yes.
Oh, yeah. Amazing.
So that's always fun. But also, it's the chance to meet the pinball enthusiasts from around the world. So whether it be at Interium or just on the show floor, next thing you know, you're talking to somebody, hey, let's play a game of pinball together. And then you learn they're from Italy or Spain or something, and next thing you know, you got a pen pal. But there's so much happening. It's
okay, pen pal.
Where did it start?
Did you say pen pal, Rob? Because I think they'll just text them.
There you go.
Well, speaking of Interium, we also have the Media Mixer Thursday night. Colin from Kineticus is putting that on along with Scorebit. We're going to be there. We've already signed up to be there.
Yeah, which hours is that?
6 to 9, if I remember correctly.
But it's just for the media then?
No, so the media
tickets are available.
Tickets are available. The media is going to be there, but you come meet your favorite personalities like us.
Yeah,
or
cool.
maybe Triple Drain or Craig Bobby, whoever it may be, and come hang out with us and have some nachos, and we'll play some pinball too.
Yeah, that's the thing, Josh. There's so much going on, like you mentioned with that deal. Plus, they have that Pinball Olympics. Jay Brand does that thing.
Yep.
That's insane. That is a fantastic
it is fun.
event.
It's like an unhinged frat boy event. And
Yeah.
so absolutely go up. It is hilarious. It is awesome. It is a little bit of a drive, so just keep that in mind. But it definitely has some fun challenges.
What is that all day Saturday? What's the hours of that?
Yeah, usually about noon to 4, but with the hour drive out and hour drive back.
Yeah,
it's
all
6 to 8
hours. Saturday. Yeah.
Is it noon to 4 a.m. or p.m.?
PM.
Oh, PM. Yeah.
And it's all you can eat tacos. That's what you should be. You should be hitting up Jay for his contact for the tacos, because those tacos are probably some of the best tacos I've ever had.
Oh, he doesn't make them?
No, he hires a caterer to bring them.
That's the trouble with the hotel. Because you're in the hotel property, you got to use their people for everything. One time we had movie night and we wanted to have popcorn and stuff. And they were going to charge like $8 for a bowl of popcorn. Now, let me tell you something. That bowl was like this, and it wasn't like this. It's just crazy.
Okay, I just looked it up. Pinball Life. It looks like there's currently no tickets, but
the tickets sell out within minutes.
Yeah, tickets sell out. But you may be able to email or see if there's a way of backdoor entering. If
the best way to do it I've had to do this a couple times now. The best way to do this, go on pinside.com and look up the Pinball Olympics forum. And then if there's always going to be people that have bought tickets and then weren't able to go or
Can't
whatnot.
go, yeah.
Guys.
It's $100 a ticket.
It's 125 now, but it does come with like it is food, drink, so it's an event. He's putting it on and feeding you. It's a whole afternoon of fun. So
Yeah, so I thought I went to Jay's house about a year or so ago, before the event, because I wanted to see it, but it's pretty doggone nuts.
Yeah, it's way
awesome.
crazy.
And did you go to the beaded curtain room? The adult
Family
room?
friendly show.
Maybe, yeah.
The
I
red
walked in,
room
I'm like,
pinball.
whoa, this is okay. I would say for anybody concerned, there's like 99 games there, and there's only 2 that are like super risque. So you can always avoid those, but
Yeah.
they do make you giggle a little bit. So
But that's the thing, though, Scott. There's so much happening that week at Pinball Expo week. It's crazy.
Yeah.
There's not enough hours in the day.
Yeah.
There isn't. And my wife and I are coming in actually a day early because she wants to go downtown and see Chicago. So we're going to go see the Gangsters and Ghosts tour.
Yeah.
And then we'll do pinball for the next 5 days,
Good for you. Well, I
So.
was going to say to you guys, Flippy will be returning after a year's absence. So he'll be back. Maybe
That's awesome.
Sister Flippette. But,
wait, Flippy wasn't there last year? Because I saw the signs.
Yeah, he was there. I was saying.
Okay.
It's been a year since you've seen him.
Oh, gotcha. Yeah.
He'll be back with his sister Flippette and maybe the little brother Chip. We don't know yet.
Oh, there you
go. There's a couple unique games that come to Expo. I can't remember if they were this year, but I know they've been there in the past, and they're super unique because there's only a handful of these made in the whole world. Like Rat Race, it's a cocktail pinball where the whole.
We don't have Rat Race. We do have Joust though.
We'll have Joust there this year. Okay.
Yeah.
Joust is fun. It's an interesting game, and it's hard to find a working one. So definitely switch out. My advice for anybody going to these places is, okay, it's always fun to play the big games, playing Godzilla, King Kong, go play Harry Potter, go play all these games. Try to reach out and find like those games where you will never find them anywhere else. And
like Pinball Circus was supposedly there last year. I never saw it. They was supposedly
it was a knockoff.
It was a fan creation homage. Yes.
Still, I mean, that is a really cool for a game. There's only 2 of in the whole world.
Yeah, well, the one at Hall of Fame hasn't been functioning for years. So
yeah. But
I think I played it once.
Uniquely cool stuff like this.
Yeah, you guys mentioned it. We have this arcade here in our hometown called the Pastimes.
Yeah,
I'm not sure if you guys have looked it up, but
I heard it's amazing.
Guys, and check it out. But we have 600 games, 90% working any given time. Anything could break down, but
okay, then we definitely need to go with those. Yeah, Josh, we should fly out for a weekend and check out Pastimes.
Yeah, but
I totally agree.
Get off though. That's the trouble.
Yeah. What did you just say, Josh? Rob? It kind of.
Well, does the wife let him take off?
Oh well. I'm sure.
Maybe.
I'm sure she would. Yeah.
She's never been to Ohio before, man. It's time to go.
So the one thing guys have learned is happy wife, happy life.
Yep,
definitely.
And we've also learned when she's right, and when she's wrong, she's right.
Well, in our marriage, we actually have 2 votes, and she gets the tiebreaker.
Yeah, okay, same idea.
Yeah. And when we're both wrong, I'm wrong, and she's still right.
Drop me beat, man. You got some new ones.
Yeah.
Yep. Cool, Rob. Honestly, I think that we've been going at this for about 45 minutes. We really appreciate you coming on. Is there anything that you feel like we haven't covered that you really want to talk about with Expo?
Well, another thing is, if you guys knew Mark Helms, he wrote a movie. He gave a pinball movie several years ago, but Mark Helms is coming back. He'll be showing a movie there, and another fellow has got a movie he's showing. So there'll be 2 pinball movies will be played in the evening at Expo. So that'll be new and different.
So one will be the Man Who Saved the Game, the Roger Sharp movie?
No. We played that already a couple of years ago.
Pinball, the American game. That looks like it's Friday at 9 p.m.
And there's one, I think, is it Saturday too?
Yeah, For Your Amusement, Saturday what is it? No, it's Thursday night.
There you go.
For Your Amusement, 9:30.
Yep. So we have that, and then we have Dwight giving his
Yep. Let's make a deal.
Make a deal.
Saturday night, come. It's always great. It's always great.
It's amazing.
We
It's
get a
always
big.
packed too.
Dwight is actually one of the best MCs out there. He is
Oh, yes.
awesome. Yeah.
Yeah, and that's becoming more and more popular once the word gets out.
Oh yeah.
By the way, we will also have our Hall of Fame ceremony. On Friday at 5:30, we'll induct our latest Hall of Fame people, and we'll be saying a couple of tributes to some of those people that have passed away. So Rob Anthony and Fred Young. Do you guys ever meet Fred Young in your travels?
I don't know if I did.
not know.
So Fred Young was the guy that does all the voices. So
Gotcha.
he passed last year, so we'll miss him. But it's all positive energy, guys. For anyone that's thinking about coming, it's all positive energy, and it's all about pinball and friendship. And
So give us the dates. Tell us what dates they are, where to get tickets, and how they can get that information.
October 15th to the 18th, and all the tickets are through the website, or you can buy them when you get there that day.
And if you're doing the tournament, make sure you don't leave on the 19th, because usually finals go into the 19th. So
yes,
yeah, they go till Sunday. That's correct.
Yep. So awesome.
It's great being with you guys. I thank you for reaching out, and look forward to seeing you guys at the show and seeing you guys on nuts.
For sure.
It'll be fun though. I mean, we should get a picture of you and I, a couple pictures. You running ahead of me on one picture, and me running ahead of you on another picture.
Josh
sounds good.
Yeah. He plays dirty. Yeah.
Should be a lot of fun, guys, for everybody. And I thank you guys for coming. And Scott, thanks for coming this year. And I'd like to get your comments when you're done, but I hope that you really enjoy it, like I'm sure you will.
Yeah, no, it'll be great.
Rob, if you want someone to get a hold of you, what's the best way to get a hold of you?
330 716
Okay.
3139.
If you have any questions or comments,
that is a bold man giving this.
It is a bold man.
And
to our millions of listens, that is quite a bold.
Get a million phone calls when we hang up. I want calls from everybody but the spamsters. The spam guys have got out of control, man. All these guys from India are just crazy with their spams.
Nice.
I text them back because I have fun with it. They're like, "Hey, you meeting up tonight?" And I'm like, "Absolutely. Meet me at the place at 8:00 and get a room or whatever. Get a table and I'll meet you there." And
me, the same thing. They get these random text messages. Hey, how you been? Or whatever.
Yeah. Why are you in my phone?
Yeah, I don't know how they get in there, man. I'm the same way. They say, I'm doing good. So I miss you. How you been?
I know.
Them too. They don't know me from Adam. So finally, after about 5 minutes, they says, "Hi, my name is whatever. What's your?"
Yeah.
Here's how I leave, Scott.
Yeah.
I says, "I'm sorry. My mother told me never talk to strangers. Goodbye."
Yeah. No, I usually say something like, "Is your mom proud of what you're doing for a living?" Yeah. It's
I've done something like that too. I said, "Why do you waste your time with this? Can't you think of something better to do?" Yeah. And then this girl replied, "Well, I'm very wealthy. My father owns his business." Yeah. And I said to him, "Yeah, he owns his business, and you're wasting your time with me." Yeah. Click. Yeah.
All right. If you want to get a hold of us,
go ahead, Josh.
We are loserkidpinballpodcast at gmail.com. You can get a hold of us on all the socials at loserkidpinball. If you're looking to get a Loser Kid hat, remember, you only have till Monday. You must
go. What day, Josh?
Monday, Monday, September 29th, I think it is.
I heard the guests on your show get a free hat.
Yeah,
they do. We'll bring you one.
You know what you guys should really do, though? You should put one in the Project Pinball auction.
Oh, definitely.
That'd be a nice thing to get some money fundraise on that.
Yeah, for sure. If you want some Silverball swag, go silverballswag.com/loserkid. Also, don't forget, this weekend is the Pinball, or not the Pinball Awards, sorry, the Podcast Awards, which we've been nominated for in the Games and Hobbies section. So check out their website, thepodcastawards.com, for time for the ceremony.
Because I don't know, who was the first pinball podcast? Would you say?
I don't know.
Remember Clay Harrell used to interview guys and stuff
with Topcast?
Was that the name of it?
I think so. I don't know. That's a really good question.
Back in the day, I mean, the original Pinball Podcast with Don and Jeff, they had
Roger Sharp. He went around to different manufacturers and record them back in the 70s and stuff on that little tape.
That's a tape cast. There was Coast to Coast. And there were a few back in the day, but yeah.
I would say maybe Clay Harrell, because he was one of the first guys to start interviewing these people.
Yep.
You guys be well. Have a safe weekend and think pinball. And thank you for reaching out to me. I appreciate it.
Definitely. Scott, give us our last words.
See you at Expo.